boys, to the finale. Now today I'm going to show you all of my boilers and all the tricks I've learned with methylated spirits during the making of my boilers. So I've turned my Model 3 into an Overkill model. So I went and bought these glass jars from Kmart. They come with metal lids, so it made it easy to drill through the top so I could fit wicks through. 120 mils instead of 5 mils, so it could hold a much larger capacity than before. So I'm just going to show you what one wick looks like, and then you'll understand what 3 looks like. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to light the 3 because where it is. I have to liquid cool this one as well. There's water in the can outside, so then the lid doesn't get really hot, because that flame actually gets really hot. And that boils this can of water, I think it was. Yeah. And then this one, I normally kick off by using this to start it, and then I go to the single wick just to keep it boiling. Why I'm doing this, you may ask, and it's because I've got a camp coming up with no electricity, and which means I want to have coffee in the morning, and to do that I have to make my own kettle that doesn't require electricity. So this is a single wick. You can see it burns really nicely, and no soot is coming off the top of that flame, which means that it's a good amount of oxygen. Now imagine this thing, and it's quite hot. This thing is very hot. Imagine that times 3, and it gets pretty messy. You might notice with this tube, the formation has become a bit oval shaped, and that's because in the first test I did 3 wicks in this one tube to heat up this water, and I had a lid on top. Where's the lid? Here it is. So I had this lid sitting on top of the can, and it only let hot air through the sides, and that meant that because there were gaps in the sides here, the plastic PVC was forming an oval shape around the can, and that really messed things up for me. So this burns 120 mils at a decent rate, but the triple wick goes through about 100 mils in, I'd say, if you left it for about 20-30 minutes, it'll go through all 100 mils, which is a very short amount of time. So yeah, I'm going to blow this one out, and I'm going to show you guys the triple wick, and then I'm going to show you guys my latest one, the Model 4, with the lid on. So I've already gotten this water to boil. I've done all the tests. This isn't going to mess up, hopefully, this time, because I've done it before. Going to move things out of the way. I've also got a hot plate. An aluminium hot plate conducts electricity really well. The plastic on this one has started to deform as well, which means that fitting the hot plate on has become a little bit harder, but it works. It does work as a hot plate, and it's really nice. Water that I put on here sometimes will just evaporate straight away when the candles are running. Like, that's how efficient, well, not efficient, that's how hot it gets in there. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to light the triple wick. It was really easy to light this, because if you just light one wick, it'll set the other 2 on fire. This one sometimes does have a little bit of soot, but that's because there's not enough oxygen being fed into the triple wicks. Now watch closely to the flame as I blow onto the side face about here. Ooh. Makes a nice spiral. Which is quite cool. I like doing that a lot. I'm gonna grab the can. This has already been boiled once. I should probably just do it using... It's kind of annoying that I can't light the candles after the can is already on. That would make life so much easier. But yeah, this is what I got. It sits pretty close to the flames, which means a lot of heat transfers directly to the can. I can't put the lid on as well, because my fingers get way too close to the flames, but if I could light the flames after everything was set up, that would make life a whole lot easier for me. So while that's going, I'm going to get this one, my Model 4, and I'm going to put that on top of this single candle. I'm just going to light it first. The good thing about the single candle is that because it's easily removable and not liquid cooled, I can just go straight ahead and light it. I'm going to make a video separately to this one to show you guys how to make the jet in a jar, which has apparently gone viral somewhere on YouTube. But I'm going to show you how to do that, because the guy who did it before didn't actually show you what you needed to do. Just going to make sure that's aligned, and then I can put the lid on, because it's only single wick, there's not that much heat generated, and hopefully it won't deform the plastic. The lid gets hot pretty quick. It takes about 30 seconds to reach a similar temperature to the steam that's coming out. When I had the sun shining on this Model 4, I could see the heat was changing the light against the wall over there. So as the heat was coming out of the sides, you could see the ripples of the heat messing with the light. So it takes about, I'd say, 5 minutes for this candle to heat up the can. It sits nice and close as well, like this one. But this one takes, I'd say probably 2 minutes, and the water's already at boiling temperature. I've already got steam coming out the top. So yeah, now I'm going to show you guys the jet in a jar. So what you'll need is some methylated spirits. This is a cleaning product. You can buy it for really cheap. It's like 4 AUD per litre. Yeah, it's quite flammable. So you also want to get one of these small jars that I've used for my candles, and you want to get the metal lid and drill some holes in the top. I've got some already ready here. So this is a double hole in the top. Wow, it's getting quite loud. So this is a double hole. I've got a little bit dribbled in the bottom of metho. I just want to shake it so then it gets all around the edges, get the fumes inside going. And then you want to grab the lighter, and it should just go. Yeah, that didn't go. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Could just be that it's some old metho. It might. Tilting it also helped when I did it the first few times. So I'm going to just lean it up against this, and then I'm going to grab my lighter quickly before everything dribbles down. There we go. So that's didn't make noise, but it did do a bit of a jet. Okay, so this is boiling already. Wow, that was quite quick. I reckon that was about 3 minutes. It's already boiling really well. So I'm going to try and get someone to help me with the jet in a jar. Alright, so I've turned off my Model 3 for safety reasons, because it's gotten quite hot and the plastic's actually started to cave in. So I'm going to show you guys jet in a jar over here. So I'm going to shake this up. I'm actually using the Model 3 as a camera stand right now. So you gotta shake it up, and then you want to... Oh, didn't make the sound. Okay, so I'll swap jars. Make sure you always cap your metho, because it can evaporate and you're just wasting fuel. So I've got a 4-hole one here, which I'll use instead. It's got 4 holes in the top. I'm going to block over those holes, the metho inside, give it a good shake, and then light it. Yeah, did you hear that? It went like... So then you can do it pretty much infinitely until your metho runs out. You won't get the sound every time, but you will get the cool jet flames look, like the flame, like it'll have flames coming out of the holes that look similar to jets. So that's how you do jet in a jar, and I will be doing a separate video on that on my channel. So if people want to look up how to make one, then you can. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my boilers. Thanks guys so much for watching till the finale. That water's nice and hot. Got a little bit of soot on the can, but that's not too big of an issue. The plastic isn't too warm either. The Model 3's actually started to cave in, which is not good. I won't be able to use it on camp if it caves in too far. But yeah, just make sure that when you try any of this at home, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't, because I've literally done it with stuff that I found at home. So yeah, when you do it at home, be very careful with methylated spirits, because if you spill some, then it can light and it will not end very well. Keeping water nearby isn't necessarily good because the water, because metho is lighter than water, it'll just float on top and it can still stay on fire. So it's better to get a fire blanket or a fire extinguisher with CO2, because that'll just suffocate the flame. Because I know that with metho, you can suffocate the flame by putting a jar over it. I might just pick this up, this PVC, and move it, if I can, over to here, and then I'll get a jar just to show you what you can do. So I've got the flame going, the jar on top, nice and quick so you don't get burnt. You take it off and the flame's out. You can also blow it out, but if you've got 3 wicks, sometimes it can be really hard to blow out, so keep that in mind for your safety. Don't stand over the flame either, because the fumes are not good for you, obviously. But yeah, it's not like you're not allowed to burn this stuff, because the container literally says on point number 2, burner fuel. And some restaurants actually use it to keep all their equipment clean, because it burns really clean, there's no soot. I've tried kerosene, but that stuff, although it is very slightly cheaper, it does a lot of soot, like a lot. And it burns for longer, but I like it cleaner because I'm actually going to be using the water that I've boiled. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the mini boiler series. Unfortunately, this is the end of it. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on another video that I have on my channel. Please leave a like to support my channel, and head to the description if you want to join my fan Discord server, where you can chat to me, and if you have any questions, then they'll be answered faster than if you commented on the video. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!